Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for Fool's Gold, as it has been a while since we last covered the Absolute Flash. So for this we are covering Absolute Flash issue 3, and if you do happen to be new to Fool's Gold, I'll show you this side here. Now I rate everything the same here, like in regards to cover, whatever else, but this is actually dealing with how much I think the art is worth, the cover is worth, but also how much I think the story is worth too. And that can change from depending on who the writer is or whoever else. And what I happen to be reviewing at the time, it could be something indie, it could be something mainstream, say DC or Marvel, depending on how bad it is. When it falls into these categories. And so in a way it's in a position to which it has to earn my money back and also earn its place to be in the main comic reviews. So starting off with first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? Sure enough it does, to which I give it a 7 out of 10, to which I believe it's worth $1.50. Oh, I forgot to show something as well, because I do happen to pay $4.99 for it. In the currency conversion, that it translates to $8.95 Australian. So if it can at least get in the $8 period, or within the $8, that's when it can actually start to leave Fool's Gold and move into the main comic reviews. So this is sort of like considered the lowest or low, covering what could appear as low tier storytelling. So next is moving into the area of the internal art, as we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we follow the character of Wally West, and we're sort of like seeing more of a flashback once again in a round of what happened with his best friend Barry Allen. But I'm also wondering if Barry Allen might also be within this particular version's Speed Force. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. As we start to move towards the middle of the story, we learn that Grodd has been sent out to basically go find Wally West. And due to some unforeseen complications, yes, we do learn that this is Grodd, but we also learn that these characters have a somewhat similar past, and they both recognize that. Of course, we have the villains sent out to get, not Gorilla Grodd back, but to get Wally West. I know I'm going a little bit all over the place, but yeah, you do see that they do have a mental connection or a psychic connection, and this seems to be through the experimentation that has happened through Gorilla Grodd. And it's almost like they've, in this case, even though it's not a gorilla or proper Gorilla Grodd, it's more like ape Grodd, that was nursed by a gorilla, taken from the gorilla that became a surrogate mother to him, realizing their own backgrounds are very similar, not in all places, but in some places, so reaching a somewhat common ground. And last but not least, Wally West returns to get Barry Allen's gear, and he uses it as his costume. I must admit, I really did enjoy the internal art in this. It was really quite nice, to which I give it a 7 out of 10. Next is the area of the story. Now, I was having a look at the previous stories that I reviewed in relation to the Absolute Flash in the Fool's Gold. And yeah, you've got some that are 5.5 to ones that hit a little bit over 6. This time it sort of slips back a bit. Oh yeah, and for the art, being a 7 out of 10, I believe it's worth about $2.50. So that's $5 in total for the artist. Next is in relation to the story. So first things first, do we get anything time-wise? No, we don't. Where in previous ones, we did actually get areas of time plus location. In this, it seemed abandoned, and let me say something. Do not abandon those things in your story, because those things in your story are important. And you should know that for sure, Jeff Lemire, especially of the stuff that I've read of yours. Whether it be indie, even older DC comics that you've done. In fact, the Robin and Batman one, I thought was really good, which covered Dick Grayson and Bruce Wayne. I thought that was fantastic. Next, seeing that we didn't get location, let alone time, we move into the last thing, which is the cast of characters. To which we have Wally West, Flash, we have Barry Allen, Rudy West, which is Wally West's father. And I would have liked to have seen them sort of like use Rudy West become like the Mirror Master in this story. I think it would actually work for the character, considering this world is a world created by Darkseid himself. It's practically DC's absolute Elseworld story. Of course, we had Captain Cold, Boomerang, Grodd, any other additional Rogues Gallery characters. For the overall story writing, I give it a 5 out of 10. Yes, it has dropped, though I think I will, on the off chance, maybe check out the next two, and I'll leave maybe those next two as the deciding factors whether I choose to go ahead with it or not. In other words, keep this on my list or get it completely off my list. To which I believe it's worth $1.25. So the total adding up to $6.25 with a loss of $2.70. You can work that out in your own currency as to how much it actually lost. Until then, let's keep it colorful and have yourself an awesome day.